So I just got this in the mail today. What could be in this package? Oh, it's a snek board. What is that? What is a snek board? So for anybody who knows a little bit about arcade hardware, specifically for Dance Dance Revolution machines, you can see behind me my DDR machine uses a board called a minimaid. What that does is it translates all the input from the DDR machine, the pad, the buttons, and kind of turns it into a keyboard compatible input, and it supports lights so that all the lights work when you're playing something like Stepmania, ITG, DDR. And what this board does, this snek board, I mean, it pretty much does the same exact thing that a minimaid does. It does all the inputs, the lights, video if you're running a CRT still, dip switches down here for low resolution monitors. You can select between 15 kilohertz, 31 kilohertz, depending on your CRT monitor. But because I use an LCD, that part doesn't matter to me. It's got a USB-C connection. So if this pretty much does the same exact thing as a minimaid, then why would I bother getting a snek board? Well, really the first reason is I just want to try it. It's a pretty inexpensive piece of equipment with a very specific use case. This is pretty much for anybody who wants to turn a old style DDR machine into a Stepmania machine, or just to connect the machine to a PC. Pretty much that one all-in-one solution of supporting inputs and lights, so you don't need a JPAC or a lit board separately to handle those things. It can do all of this on one board, just like the minimaid could. And main difference between the snek board and the minimaid right now is that these are in production now. Minimaids are no longer in production and have not been in production for maybe over 10 years. Based on the instructions that I've been reading about the snek board, the files, the drivers that I would need to use to make the lights work, they seem to be the same files that the minimaid uses. So in theory, I could disconnect the minimaid and pop this in, and it should just work, in theory. So I'm gonna try that and see how that goes. That is the minimaid I have running in my machine right now. So I'll be disconnecting that board and replacing it with the snek. You can definitely see the size difference on this thing. This thing is way more compact than the minimaid. This minimaid is, yeah, check that out. It is way larger. Forgot to mention the snek board also comes with a USB Type-C to A cable. So I'm gonna get this thing connected, and hopefully the installation will not be too complicated. I'm just checking out what I need to connect here. This is for the cabinet lights. Looks like player 1 lights, player 2 lights, and there should be a connector for the base lights. I think it's that one. Yeah, that's the base lights. I don't need to connect the VGA, and I don't think I need to do anything with the dip switches or the video dip switches. And then I just connect the main JAMA harness to this blade here, and I'll just turn on the machine and hope for the best. All right, the snek is in. Let's turn this on. And I don't know if that is getting anything. Oh, you know what? I forgot to connect the USB. Okay, USB is actually connected this time. Turning on the cab, take 2. All right, ready, set, go. There it is. Looks like it's got power now. So the snek should be plug and play, but I honestly can't tell if it's installed or not. I did check the human interface devices, keyboards, and all that, and I'm not sure which one is which. But I did notice something interesting, that the lights are already reactive. Normally, with the minimaid, they do not react until the game is actually loaded up. So let's try launching the game. Actually surprised that the game loaded without any errors. I didn't change the DLL file for the minimaid at all. You can see the cursor there. I haven't figured out a way to fix that yet. No, it doesn't actually work. It's not loading. Let's test the input. Oh, they're not mapped. I need to change the mappings. Okay, so it probably is working, but I just have to remap all the buttons now. There it is. It recognizes the snek gamepad. Wow. All right, we gotta reconfigure all the mappings. Let's do, just for backwards compatibility, we're gonna map these buttons as secondary. All right, so that should do it. Now we want to save. I think that's saved. I honestly can't tell. Why is it lagging so much? Oh my god. Hello? Inputs are very delayed. What the hell happened? Wonder if there's like some background process that is messing with the game, but there's some lag. Let me restart the game. I had a pending Windows update, so I just installed that and restarted the game. So let's see if this works better now. I think it should have kept all my mappings. Yep, okay, still there. Get out of there. Let's test the input. So I did replace the DLL that I had to install just in case. There's a file specific for ITG Mania that I need to put in my programs folder, mmmagic64.dll. I just backed up the old one and put the new one in, and I don't know what difference it really makes, but I'll run with it since it should be the proper file that I should be using anyway. But yeah, so far so good. I will give this a test run tonight during stream, and I'll see how it performs. But yeah, in Grand Prix, I would have to remap everything in the gamepad section. I've already gone through and mapped most of the things. I kind of just had to use my phone to live translate what's on the screen so that I know what exactly I'm mapping. And then you tab over and you get the mappings for the actual like dance pad itself. And then there's some like options that you can map down there as well. Same for this section. I think there's just two sections that you can tab between here. I gave one song a try, and so far it feels pretty good. It's also nice that the panels light up now. They did not before with the minimaid. Because the snek acts like a joypad, I can actually map the cabinet lights to the game now, and I could not do that with the minimaid before. For some reason, I just could not map these buttons to anything on the keyboard to get it to work. But now I can use the cabinet lights for Grand Prix. Finished my first session with playing on the snek board. It felt about the same, just about the same as playing on the old IO board, the minimaid, which is a good thing. Very consistent input. Didn't really have much trouble. It pretty much played and felt the same as it did before. I think overall the snek board is just a straight up upgrade. It could pretty much act as a drop-in replacement for the minimaid, or if you have a JPAC or JPAC lit board combination, then it's pretty much a straight upgrade. The only work you really have to do is just map the keys, map the buttons, and replace the file or drop the file in that you can download from the website. Then that's it. But yeah, it pretty much acts the same as the minimaid, and even gives me lights when I'm playing DDR Grand Prix, which is nice, and I can use the button board, which I couldn't do before, and that I appreciate a lot. And if you're gonna use it for some spicier versions of Dance Dance Revolution, then I would say it's a lot easier to map the lights, especially because it identifies what light you're mapping to, and the minimaid did not really say what light it is. You kind of have to go through the entire list or guess what light you're mapping to. But yeah, would I stick with the snek board? Yeah, I think I'll run with the snek board for a little while at least. See if any issues come up at all, but so far it's been great. It's been fine. There hasn't really been anything that I've been missing from replacing the minimaid. So if you have a DDR machine like the one I have, and in the market for some IO board to play Stepmania on, then the snek board is definitely the best option out right now. You get the board for $150, and it does the input and lights, and it's easy to install. And the minimaid, when it came out, it was like, I don't know, like about, I think it was like almost $300 maybe, or maybe that was the going price that I saw last, but it was way more expensive than the snek board is now, and the snek board is being sold at this moment. So if you're in the market for this kind of board for a DDR machine right now is the time to get a snek board while supplies last. So I forgot to mention something that is actually pretty important, maybe even more important than the snek board itself, is that in addition to the snek board, there is a snek box available. And what that does is, if you have a PlayStation 2, Xbox, GameCube, or Wii, you can connect those consoles to your DDR machine using that box. So you connect that box to the snek board and to your game console, and you'll be able to play console versions of Dance Dance Revolution, or really anything. If you have a DDR machine and you want to play something crazy like, I don't know, like Silent Hill or some other crazy game that's not really meant for dance pad with the DDR machine itself, then the snek box is probably something for you. I personally did not get a snek box myself. I feel like I wouldn't really have a long-term use case for a snek box. I own a PS2, I own a GameCube, I don't own a OG Xbox, so I could play the console games, but I feel like I would only get maybe like one or two, very few uses out of it before I just go back to using my normal setup. But for anybody who wants to take a trip down memory lane with the old console versions using your DDR machine, then grab a snek box along with the snek board. The snek board runs at about $150, and the snek box is selling for about $45 right now. It's normally $55, so get it while it's on sale. It's going to be available at icedragon.io. Check out their website to learn more about the snek board and the snek box. And to all you DDR machine owners, good luck and thanks for watching.